Barbecue is no longer with G.I. Joe. He is part of the Cobra Commander Order 4514. Him and many others will join as well, or face the horrible consequences that many others will ultimately share. This Cobra Commander that I'm speaking about is not like your animated series or any other Cobra Commander in any comic book you ever read. So Order 4514 is inevitable. Stay tuned for further videos. Thank you for watching.
Got the Scotch pad all done. Got it all cleaned up. Now let it dry out. We'll put some primer on it.
Okay, before we get started, I want to make something really clear. When I picked Order 88, I had no clue that it had to do with a reference of Heil Hitler. I had no clue. I thought it'd be funny to have Order 88, but take out the 8 numbers and put infinity symbols, because infinity means on forever. That was my Cobra Command war cry, so to speak. But after, thankfully, to Armory Terrain that came to the channel and seen my build on the partial armor here that's not done, but to how it got this far, the video before this one, I was mentioning Order 88. And like I said, Order 88 Heil Hitler has nothing to do with this channel. I just was going to use, like I said, the 8s, take those out, and put infinity symbols. I thought that was pretty clever. But I don't really want to be associated to where people would be mistaken, like he said in the comments, which was really cool about it, that they may mistaken me for an Aryan bullshit 88 Heil Hitler shit. So that has no relevance here. It has nothing to do with this channel. So anyway, let's get to barbecue. That is a traitor though. So what I did with barbecue is I primed him out in white. Any white primer will do. And then I went in with a base coat. Is this yellow? This yellow is kind of thick. You have to really cut it down. But I find it to be way more user-friendly when it comes to the application with a yellow. And I hope the yellow is not too bright on the screen because the lights are on. I don't have all my lights on because this yellow is so bright, but I like the bright yellow. Hopefully you can see and pick up what's going on because it is kind of glaring for my camera. So after that, anything that's dark on this figure, I hit it with black first. After I hit it with black, I went in with the chest piece, the forearms, the shoulders, the elbows, the knee pads, even his tank back here, and I used gunmetal gray. After I went in there and did that, I just took a simple orange underneath the armpits there just to break up the color. And then red I used for his visor, and I used it for his guns here. You can see his guns. I used it for the flamethrower and the small little axe there. And speaking of axes, this came black and silver, so I used the red for that. And then after, like I said, primed it out, used red, and then after it was ready, I added some black to it, and then I added the silver right here. The silver is really nice. I hit the silver again where the silver was, and as you can see, maybe the rivets on the blade itself or the axe itself, and I just made it more. I just think red looks, I don't know, it just stands out a little better. So that's what I did with that, and I did with him and his little pouch. But as I went in and I was done, at least for the top part, we're not getting to the boots yet, I used a gloss on his visor, and I used a gloss on his little, like I said, it's really bright down here, so it's kind of deceiving what it really looks like in his little lens here, whatever you want to call that thing. But I used satin on his chest plate and everything else that's gunmetal. I use satin, but he's matted out with a matte clear coat. How I got it that way is I took a brush and I just brushed each spot that I wanted it to be with that certain, clear coat. But I don't like to shoot clear coat through the gun, through my airbrush. I like to brush it on. Usually I use a spray can, but overall I couldn't spray this, and I didn't feel like taping all that off. So like I said, I did use a gloss varnish from Liquitex on his visor. Everything else is a satin clear coat. But now the boots. Let's talk about the boots. Let's get down here by the boots. Now the boots, I went in. Whoops. Oh, he's falling over. Let's see here. Let's pick him back up. Everything's falling apart now. Okay, here we go. Now, for the boots, what I did, if you can see, I can't tell if you can see this really well or not. Like I said, it's really bright down here. For the boots, after they were black, I went in and I used this Extreme Sheen by Deco Art. This stuff's really good, but it's really thick. So you have to be, and I dry brushed it on, so you have to get really thin coats with that because it is so thick. And then after I did that, I took a black and I hit all the leather pieces on it with this Createx black. You can see all the leather that kind of like separates it, because if I didn't use a gloss on the leather straps and stuff like that on the boots, then it would just blend right one into the other. That's what it looked like when I had it as matte. So I decided to do that, and it kind of separates everything. You know what I mean? It kind of separates stuff, and it kind of looks kind of neat. But there we go. So before we leave, I have my old barbecue here that I made red. This is the custom. It was the same. It looked the same as this one did in the beginning of the video. But I'm thinking I may change this one up. I think I'm going to go either white with the metallic, the gunmetal, or another yellow one. I think I might go white just to see how that would look, because that'd be kind of neat to have a white one as a chief, or him as a chief. And if either one I like the most, either white or yellow, I think I might get another barbecue from online. They're like 18 bucks, and then make a double of that and have one guy the odd color. Order 4514 is not pretty. It's not for the faint at heart. As soon as it gets going, you'll know what I mean. So stick around, and thanks for checking out the channel. See you on the next one.
I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more time. Say what again. Say what again.
What?